right now. All right, Ev Dollar said he wants to lose fat, gain, and muscle gain. Matter of fact, let me make a little note. Make a little note because here's the thing, guys. Ev, and I guess I'll start with you. And Candace, remind everybody to put their goals in the chat. A brief description of your goals. I wanna have an idea of who I'm talking to so that I'm not talking about things that don't matter to you. All right, Leanne wants to cut without losing muscle. That's a good goal. It's very that's a tedious goal, right? It's gonna it's gonna depend a lot on your macros. You got to make sure that you're precisely consuming the right type of calories. All right, so now we are live on YouTube as well. So YouTube, I just let Instagram know. Put your goal in the chat so that I have an idea of who I'm talking to tonight. Caduce, my man Caduce says he wants to lose 15 to 20 pounds. Q, I got you. Q, I got you. All right, so tonight I'm going to be sharing the real secret to weight loss. And as you guys know, if you know my content, if you know anything about me, I'm not a shortcut guy, so don't expect any kind of shortcuts. But what you should expect tonight is a perspective shift that introduces some ease into the weight loss process, even if your goal isn't weight loss, right? The first thought that I want to share with you guys is there are endless ways to get this done. There's no right way. Let me not say that because there are wrong ways to do this. But if you enjoy cardio, because that's one of the biggest questions I get, Bricks, should I do cardio or should I do weightlifting? If you enjoy cardio and your goal is to just have a healthy heart and to have a decent physique, boom, just do cardio. I want you to prioritize doing what you enjoy because steady state cardio, high intensity cardio, if you want to do HIIT cardio, if you want to do interval cardio, if you want to lift weights, if you want to do circuits, it all works. It all works. So my advice to you guys is to find things that you enjoy doing. Shout out to my man Michael Metro for the super chat. I appreciate that, brother. Much love. Yes, my goal, my advice to you guys: find the thing that you enjoy the most or you hate the least. All right. Another piece of advice: if you are in the beginning of your weight loss process, I do advise you to get support. Do not try to do it by yourself. I tried to do it by myself. I started maybe the first 3 months with a coach, and then I felt like, oh, I got this. And then I made tons and tons and tons of mistakes that set me back. That caused a lot of pain and heartache because I was trying to do it on my own. So get the support you need. I am offering coaching. If you guys are serious and you want coaching, you want support, you need accountability, go to brickstraining.com. There's going to be a link in the chat on both Instagram and on YouTube. All right, so I see it, and I hear a lot of people say this too. They want to lose weight and build muscle. In theory, you can't do both at the same time. You can't do, because one requires a caloric surplus, meaning you have to eat more calories to build muscle, and one requires a caloric deficit, which means you have to eat less calories than you're burning to lose body fat. So essentially, they are going in opposite directions. Yes, there's a thing called newbie gains, right? In the beginning, if you're new to weightlifting, you may see some slight muscle gain in the beginning, even while in a caloric deficit. And what often happens is, as you lose body fat, the muscle mass that you have underneath the body fat is revealed. And that helps you. That helps sculpt your physique. It helps give your physique a better, a better look. But that doesn't necessarily mean that you're gaining muscle mass. Muscle is built by adding calories and eating calories in a surplus. Fat is lost when you eat in a caloric deficit. What up, Jashawn? My man Jay Sean is in the chat on YouTube. Make sure you guys stay on the lookout. He and I are going to be relaunching the podcast. It's called the Pain is Privilege podcast. So be on the lookout for the podcast. So yes, if you guys have questions, we can go ahead and put questions in the chat. Kimmy is on the chats, on both chats, helping me moderate. So please be patient. Put your questions there. She will send me the question. Do I have my phone? Damn, that was a fumble. I didn't even bring my phone. Kimmy, text me the questions. Text me screenshot. I can pull up the screenshots on my phone. I mean on my computer. Yes. All right. So Q, I don't know if Q is still here. He said he wants to lose 40 pounds. I think that's a common goal for a lot of most people in my audience. They want to lose between 20 and 60 pounds. And really, weight loss is not hard. It's really simple. It's really, really simple, guys. If you learn how calories work, that's one of the most powerful. That's honestly one of the most important things for you to learn. If you want to lose body fat, you have to understand how many calories you're consuming. All right, here we have a question. Nancy Hepner, she says, how do you not give into cravings? That's my hardest issue. That's a really good question. I try to control my environment, right? I'm gonna, Candace, I see questions popping up. Find a way to save them for me. I try to control my environment. And if that's not possible, which it isn't for a lot of people, you want to have access to foods that scratch that itch, so to speak. Right nowadays, we have the luxury of having access to so many healthier alternatives to the foods that we crave, and you just got to retrain your palate, and that takes time. It's also going to take it's also going to take, hold on, I got a lot of stuff popping up on my screen. I apologize. It's also going to take some willpower, guys. We can't get around that part. We cannot get around that part. It is going to take some willpower, but you can set up your life in a way that makes it easier for you to give into cravings. For one, you just got to want it bad enough. And I know that sounds, oh yeah, I want it. But at the end of the day, yes, you can have access to, you can get rid of all the junk food in your house. And it also goes deeper than that too. Like if you're using snack foods or junk foods as some sort of emotional crutch, that's another level that you need to address this on. So that's obviously not a question that I can answer in short form. It's very unique to every person. For me, I find alternative foods, like if I'm craving ice cream, if instead of eating a pint of Haagen-Dazs, which is like upwards of 1,200, 1,300 calories, I'll eat a pint of Halo Top, which is about 200 to 300 calories. So it's about finding foods to replace it, and also just if you're tracking your calories and you're really doing that with integrity, that'll help mentally put you in a place where you're able to not give in so much to the cravings, and you can also find a way to have balance, because it's about calories at the end of the day, guys. So if you know you like to snack at night, then you'll have to save some calories during your day so that you can snack a little bit at night, but you obviously can't overdo it. All right. Hey, Mike, I see you, bro. I appreciate all the support over there in the chat and on YouTube. All right, we have another question. Okay, what's the secret to keep going with your goals? All right, so the secret to keeping it going with your goals, there's no secret, right? But the thing is, your goal has to be super important to you. If your goal isn't important enough to you, you're not going to commit to it. And the reasons why you're doing it, you have to be doing it for the right reasons. If the reasons are really surface level, it's never going to be enough. It has to be about something really deep and important to you. It has to be about health. It has to be about being a good example to your children. It has to be about, things that are beyond aesthetics. Don't get me wrong. I know we all want to look good, but I'm telling you, you're trying to break a spell, right? And you're not going to be able to break that spell if your only motivation is you want to look good. That's not going to be enough. It's just not. Don Dada, I appreciate the super chat. Shout out to my man Don Dada. Matter of fact, let me put you on the screen. I appreciate you. Mike, let me put you on the screen as well. I appreciate the super chats, guys. Much love. All right. So, as I mentioned, if you want to set up a discovery call, right now I have about 8 online coaching slots available. The last time I checked, it was about 8. If you want to hire me as a coach, right now is the time. My roster fills up going into the spring. Those eight spots are probably going to be gone within the next 2 weeks. So go to brickstraining.com, fill out the questionnaire, and set up for a discovery call. And let's figure out if I can help you out. I appreciate you guys. Oh, my man Tally Whips is in here. Yo, I wanna link up with y'all. Matter of fact, I think y'all down in Tallahassee, if I'm not mistaken, but shout out to Tally Whips. Oh yeah, Tally Whips, they're in Tallahassee. All right, you have to change what you're asking for then. All right, let me go to the next question. All right. If you need an extra push, what do you suggest? If you need an extra push, I do a lot of visualization, right? And I think about what happens, right? And here's something you can do. Think about what you do on a daily basis. What are your habits right now, right? How do you eat? What's your exercise habits? What are your mental health habits? And just think about if you stayed on the same course for the next 5 or 10 or 20 years, what do you think is going to happen to your body? Close your eyes right now and visualize that. And if you're not treating your body well, then over the next 10, 15, 20 years, I don't wish this upon you, but you're probably going to be in some health trouble. But if you can visualize that now and create some sort of urgency inside of you right now to change the course of things, that should give you a jump start. That should motivate you a little bit. And here's the thing, you want to start slow. Do not do anything too drastic, because anything drastic is not going to be sustainable. You want to think sustainability from day one. If the things that you're doing, if you feel like you can't commit to this for at least 2 years, let's just put it through that scope. If you can't commit to the way you're eating, if you can't commit to the activity routine, if you can't commit to it for at least 2 years, don't do it. Because whatever you do to lose the weight, you're going to have to do to keep it off. Period. You're going to have to, right? Start to understand your relationship with food. Keep a journal. Because the more you understand about your relationship with food, that's pretty much like watching game footage, right? For all my athletes who are watching on the live, that's like watching game footage. You have to know what's going on. If you can have a bird's eye view on your relationship with food, on your habits and why your habits are what they are. Is it because of your parents? Is it because of your culture? Is it because of whatever belief or whatever YouTube video you watch? Like start paying attention to why you do the things that you do, right? And then you have to be patient with yourself, and it takes awareness. It takes awareness. You have to monitor the decisions that you make every single day. And the more you can bring your awareness to when you're in a moment when you need to make a decision that supports your goal versus a decision that takes you out of alignment with your goal, the more you can bring awareness to that moment, the stronger you will be. The more likely it will be that you can get enough reps to change the habit, to form a new habit. Because when we boil it all down, it comes down to what you do. What are you doing every day? Are you walking your 10,000 steps? Are you making healthier eating choices? Are you being intentional about planning your meals? Are you scheduling your workouts? Are you hanging out with people who like to go to the bar and eat fried foods all night? Or are you hanging out with people who like to do outdoor activities and go to the gym and eat at Whole Foods? Like, what group are you associating yourself with? Who are you associating yourself with? What is your personal identity? What are you saying? Like, what are you saying about this in your head? Do you believe that you can achieve whatever your goal is? Do you believe it? Or is it something that's just like a pipe dream? Is it something that when you think about, because your mind is your body's going to always follow your mind. Your body's going to always follow your mind. So if your attitude is like, yo, nah, I'm gonna do this, and you focus on how many times you failed in the past, if that's your attitude, Nigel, shout out to my man Nigel for the super chat. I appreciate the $10 super chat, bro. Yeah, if your attitude is if anytime you think about pursuing your goal, if you think about every time you fail, if you think about, oh, this is how I am, if you feel like you're stuck in that place, in that identity, then it's going to be very unlikely that you're going to be able to make any changes long term. All right, we got a new question. Kimmy just sent me another question. It says, I used to be shredded for 2 years and then regained more weight, 45 pounds, from binge eating so much of giving in to cravings from my emotional problems. I want to be my higher self. Any tips? That's a great question. Wants to be his higher self. He gives in to cravings for emotional reasons. I can relate to that. And I don't want to get real, I don't want to get all spiritual on you guys, but you need to heal. Healing is probably, like, if we get to the root, most of our eating issues are either cultural or it's some sort of coping mechanism, right? It's some sort of coping mechanism. We use food as a way to control our state. We use food as a way to control our state. Jeremy, I appreciate the super chat, bro. Much love to Tally Whips. All right. A lot of us, we use food as a coping mechanism for our emotional issues, right? So if you bring awareness to, first and foremost, it all starts with awareness. A lot of us, most of us, we don't even know that we use food as an emotional crutch. We don't understand that. A lot of people are so removed from their own emotions that they can't even recognize that they're abusing food as a way to cope. I understand life is tough. Life is tough. So if you have the resources to seek therapy, I think that's a powerful. People often don't associate mental health with our physical health. Yo, the state of your body has so much to do with the state of your mind, with the state of your emotions, because it goes one and the same. All right. So make sure I'm a big advocate for mindfulness practices. Try to develop some sort of mindfulness practice, because the beauty of a mindfulness practice, it brings awareness. It brings awareness. A lot of this stuff, a lot of these habits, a lot of our attachment to things that are destroying our bodies are buried in our subconscious, because we don't have the awareness. We can't see it. We don't understand what's happening. And you cannot address something that you don't know what's happening. It just doesn't work like that. All right. So work on being mindful, work on developing awareness. My bad, y'all. Yeah, work on mindfulness, work on being aware of what's going on, and then you'll notice a natural shift in your relationship with food. Okay, I got another question. Can you just send me another question? All right. I average about 25,000 steps per day. Is this too much? Sheesh. Is it too much? No, I wouldn't say it's too much, but it just depends on how much you're eating and how does that make you feel, right? 25,000 steps is a lot, but if you are eating enough calories to where you're not feeling super exhausted, and is it causing you to overeat. A lot of the times we try to add cardio, right? We try to add activity, not really paying attention to how that activity affects our appetite, right? So you want to be mindful that the activity that you're adding, if you're doing a lot of activity, it's not, for one, there's two ways that usually goes. You're either under eating, right? Because you're not considering the increased amount of activity, because all that 25,000 steps is just adding to your deficit. So if your deficit is way too big, your body's not going to like that. Your body's not going to like that. But the inverse side of that is if you are adding activity, right? But this added activity is adding more, it's causing you to add more calories, then just be mindful of that. But no, it's not a bad thing. 25,000 feet. God damn, that's a lot of walking, man. That sounds like 15 miles a day, something like that. No clue. All right. Billy D's in the gym right now. What's up? Is it okay to eat yogurt every day? If your body enjoys that dairy, why not? Somebody said 25,000 calories. 25,000 steps in what reality? Listen, we don't know what this person can be on a damn treadmill desk all day. Who knows? Any open slots? Yes. We do have open slots right now. I have online coaching slots available right now. There's 8 online coaching slots available right now. So if you are serious about getting the support that you need and you are serious about locking in so you can achieve this summer body, go to brickstraining.com. What's up, Gwen? Go to brickstraining.com. You can sign up for a discovery call. It's a quick little questionnaire that you fill out, and you will get me on the phone. You can schedule a call with me personally. So I personally like to do my sales calls because I'm at the place now, thank God, where I can be choosy. I can choose the type of clients I want to work with because I don't like losing. I like making sure that I work with people who I know I can help. All right. So I like to get on these calls with you guys personally to make sure that we are a good fit, because I don't want your money if I don't feel like I can help you. Truly. All right. Here we go. The next question. Do you work out when you have the flu or a cold? No. Not me personally. So for me, if it's anything like if I feel congested and I can't breathe, obviously I don't work out. If it's like stomach issues, I don't work out. But if I feel like, sometimes I'll make sure I'll go for a walk because it helps me feel a little bit better. But for the most part, your body needs rest. Your body needs rest. Any pop-ups in San Antonio? Not anytime soon. I was actually in San Antonio around this time last year. But my man Nigel said, dead ass, if you're a dog walker, 25,000 steps is cake. That's true. That's actually not a bad gig, too. You get to walk around all day and play with puppies. Love it. Yeah, I know. Listen, I know this is a bit off topic. I know dog walkers when I used to live in LA that made 6 figures dog walking. Like, I'm talking about multiple 6 figures, 200,000. How has meditation and journaling helped you? Great question, Jason. Oh man, so back to the awareness piece. That's the first thing that journaling and meditation, as it relates to my health and fitness, definitely has sharpened my self-awareness. Because in order to change your habits, in order to change anything about you, you have to be able to see you in your truest form, right? So meditation is something that allows me to understand the nature of my mind, to understand what's going on. Like, for instance, if I'm craving junk foods, meditation, right, allows me to have the insight on the activity in my mind that tells me, okay, you're craving that because of X, Y, and Z that happened, or you're craving that, or you don't feel motivated because of X, Y, and Z. Because a lot of times this stuff happens and we don't know, right? So the journaling helps bring some of these thoughts and I'm able to pick up on patterns, right? I'm able to pick up on patterns like, boom, if I get into a discrepancy, if I get into an argument with my mom, oftentimes that ends up, you know, with me overeating cake, right? Then it's like, okay, if I see that happening, you know, it's like again, it's about the awareness, and also meditation helps to give you a different outlet to process your stress and your emotions. No, Noitaveler. I don't want to mess up your name. I appreciate the super chat. Meditation and journaling is also a way for me to process my emotions and process my thoughts, and helps me dissipate my stress. Right. A lot of the times we eat because we're stressed. A lot of us overeat simply because of stress. But if you have positive outlets for that stress, you won't experience as many cravings for foods that don't support your health goals, right? So meditation and journaling has contributed with that. And also, side note, I've been taking ashwagandha, and it has significantly helped me with my stress levels. If you can control your stress levels, listen, that's one of the most underspoken about ways to make weight loss easy, to make weight loss easier, I should say, is controlling your stress levels. A lot of the times, man, if you are stressed, it's hard. It's hard to. Oh, she says revelation backwards. Oh, that's pretty clever. It's hard to do anything if your body is stressed. Stress is the number one culprit for disease. It's the thing that compromises your immune system. It compromises your mental state. Stress is something that will kill you. So if you can find outlets to help you extinguish stress, that will support you so much, for real, for real. So be mindful of that. Be intentional about that. All right, what exercise decreases bra/back fat? Nah, if you want to decrease fat, first of all, you cannot spot reduce fat, and there's no particular exercise that targets fat in any area. You can build muscle, but you cannot spot reduce fat. Fat comes off however it comes off. You just want to focus on being in a caloric deficit, for sure. I can attest to that. Ashwagandha helps with stress. I've been taking it for the past 2 months. Ashwagandha has been like a magic pill for me. RG3 says signing up now, signing up for a call. So if you are just tuning in, I have 8 online coaching slots available. I'm taking on clients right now for the spring. My spring roster is getting full. So if you want to get on a call with me and you're serious about committing to the process, I'm not going to take your money just because you have. If you are not ready, then I'm not interested in working with you. If you're going to commit for 6 weeks and then disappear, please don't go to brookstraining.com. But if you are fed up, you had enough uh, experiences with frustration, and you've tried and you failed and you went up, you had your ups and downs, and you're ready to finally surrender to a system that works, go to brookstraining.com. I got you, because we have a very high accountability, it's a very high, it's very effective. Let me say that. I've been doing this online coaching thing now for about 8 years, and we have a system. Cami and I, we tag team this, and our clients win. So if you need the support, go to brickstraining.com, and it's a quick little questionnaire. You sign up for a call, and you will get on the phone with me. But you better be ready, because I'm not a sales guy. I don't get on the phone to sell you. I get on the phone with you to make sure that you're a person who is going to commit to the process. I'm very honest with you. I'm very straightforward. I'm not on this phone to convince you, because that's not the people who I reach goals with, the people who I need to convince. I have success with the clients who are ready, and all they want is information, and then they make a decision. Boom. I'm not here to convince you. All right. Next question. Guys, I appreciate the super chat. Yeah, I feel that. I want to get into training, and a trainer told me he has fire clients. Yes, I fire clients all the time. I do. And it's not, there's nothing personal. There's no hard feelings. I understand what it's like to not be ready. I 100% understand what it's like to not be ready. And I'm just not interested in working with people who are not ready. No judgment on them. They'll be ready eventually. There's a process to get through, right? There's an actual process to get to the place where you're ready to commit and finally make a change. I want to work with the people who are at the point of their process where they're really ready, because that's the people who I can help win. All right, I don't want to babysit anybody. I'm not a babysitter. But much love to the people who are in that part of their journey. I spent 8 years not being ready, so I get it. I 100% get it. I get it. And when you are ready, that's when I want to work with you. All right. More cardio or weight training. I spoke about this a little bit earlier, Will, but I will holler at you. So it depends on what your goal is, right? But if your goal is just general health, if your goal is you just want to feel good about yourself, you want to have a healthy heart, you want to, lose some weight, then I would tell you to base your program on the one you enjoy the most. If you hate cardio, you don't have to do cardio, right? But you got to understand cardio is a way for you to add to your caloric deficit. And at the end of the day, that's what you need in order to lose body fat. You need to have a caloric deficit, but there's two ways to create a caloric deficit. You can do it with increased activity, or you can do it by eating less calories. I personally prefer to do more activity so I can eat a little bit more. I don't like eating 16, 17, 1800 calories. I'm at the place now where I can lose body fat eating 2400 calories, 2500 calories. But if you don't love cardio and you don't want to do cardio and you don't want to really work, you don't want to lift weights for 2 hours, then you may not be able to eat as much. So it's a trade-off. You just got to understand how it works and pay attention to your body. Shout out to IX for the super chat. How to stay consistent. Consistency. Here's the biggest tip for consistency. Make sure you are going at a pace that is sustainable. Go at a pace that is sustainable. If you want to be consistent, so for instance, if I need to run 10 miles, I'm not going to start my run with this intense speed. I'm going to take my time because I understand I need to run 10 whole miles. So I'm just going to start off real slow. Same with weight loss, same with exercise, same with diet. If you know you need to go 10 miles, start off slow. Start off by maybe just cutting back on soda. That's it. Say, listen, I want to lose weight. I want to lose 60 pounds. Let me start off by cutting back on soda and adding 3 walks, 3 20-minute walks per week. That's it. Start off there. Mula De Niro, I'm on YouTube as well. That's where the super chats are coming in. So I'm on YouTube and I'm also on Instagram Live. So yeah, start off slow. Whatever that looks like. Cut back on soda. That's it. Keep everything else the same. Add 2 to 3 20-minute walks per week. And then you build on that. You get a little momentum going. Weight loss, especially if you have a significant amount of weight to lose, it's going to require you to form new habits. And it takes time, it takes consistency, it takes repetitions to form new habits. So you're way more likely to get more consistency and more repetitions if the thing that you're doing is not something that is like drastic, that's like overwhelming. You can't do things that's going to overwhelm you. You can't go from eating McDonald's every day to eating chicken breasts and brown rice and broccoli every day. It's not going to work. There's a process. There's a process. You have to slow down. You have to pace yourself. Let me look at these comments real quick. Bricks, will you be bringing back more meal prep videos? That's a good idea. I will be doing more meal prep videos. I will, at your request. That's because of these damn intense circuit workouts you had me do with you. Listen, my man Jay Sean, man, he wanted to work out with me. I don't listen. I'm not a bodybuilder. I don't like bodybuilding style workouts. That's not really my thing, especially not nowadays. I've been I like doing circuits, and I'm a yogi. I do yoga and circuits and running. That's all I pretty much do nowadays, and it's my thing. Rowing machine or treadmill, which one is better? I think rowing machine, if we're talking about which one is better for just like a full body workout and building muscle and burning fat, rowing machine is definitely better. Easily is way better. I have crazy addictions to sugar. Any suggestions to help kick it? Yes. Carl D said he has crazy sugar addictions. How does he kick it? You may want to start off with a fast. You may need to detox from sugar for a while. You need to get it out of your system. And it's hard, and you're going to go through withdrawals. Trust me, I've done it. It is tough. What up, NXG? It's tough, but there is a lot of advantages to going cold turkey from sugar, getting it out of your system, and then once you get it out your system, you'll notice that you won't crave it as much. Also, make sure that you don't have any sort of vitamin deficiencies. Sometimes it's some sort of deficiency that's causing the sugar craving. Make sure that you're also getting all your micronutrients. Make sure that you're eating enough veggies. Sometimes when we have shitty diets, it almost perpetuates the craving for more shitty foods. So when you start to clean up your diet and you add more veggies and you add more nutrient dense foods to your diet, it'll help with the cravings a lot of the times. So be mindful of that. All right, let's see. Man, I relapsed after a week. Man, I know that struggle. What do you think about fasting for fat loss? I'm definitely a big advocate for fasting. I personally didn't use fasting to lose weight, but I think it's a good weight loss tool if you know how to do it. Now, there's a difference between fasting and starving yourself. So if you're going to be fasting, make sure that, for one, it's not causing you to binge, because that is a thing that can happen. And for two, you want to make sure that you are not under eating. You still need to get your calorie intake. You still need to get your calorie intake. All right, guys, once again, you see it in the chat, brickstraining.com. I have 8 online coaching slots available. I want to help. I do this because I want to help people. And it's only but so much I can, there's only but so much help I can give you from this screen. I want to work with people one-on-one. I selfishly want to be a part of your transformation story. I want to be a part. I want you to say, yo, listen, Bricks helped me lose 80 pounds. I call it my ego, whatever you want to call it, but I want to be a part of your success story. And if I want you to give me the honor of being a part of your success story. All right. So go to brickstraining.com. We are making transformations left and right. Somebody said that the YouTube, I know it's just the YouTube camera doesn't look good. Next time I do this, I will set up a better camera. I appreciate you giving me that feedback. All right, someone asked, how do I find my calories to drop? All right, this is the last question. All right, the last, how do I find? So there's several calorie calculators. Just Google calorie calculator. I personally like the If It Fits Your Macro calorie calculator or the bodybuilding.com calculator. But guys, I'm about to hop off. I appreciate you guys. Good night.